Join us for a review of the Audi RS7. Let's go! Also, a base Audi A7 in this new generation has the strong front grille in this very form, and also a strong hood, very elegant already in the front but sporty. And here the RS7 has these Quattro citations from the past model, then the shiny or glossy black grille and the contrasting bigger lower bumper, also this bigger air intake. This is a real air intake, by the way. It starts here also with a contrasting color to this Navara blue. You could also get a black or night package that then also puts it all in black. Then the headlamps start with LED. Optionally, you directly go to the laser lights as we have them right here. Wow, wow, wow. I could stay out of the picture for ages and it would not get boring looking at that. It's just amazing. 5 meters, 16'4" or 197 inches is the length of the RS7. And indeed, it's just a little bit longer than the base A7 because of the bigger spoiler overhangs. And you can also see the wider wheel arches here, both in the front and the rear for the RS7. So they've really done a lot to change it actually from the base A7. It comes standard with an adaptive air suspension, which sits 10 millimeters lower, and also at higher speeds it automatically goes lower, or if you go for the extended sports mode, also goes a little bit lower. Starts with 21-inch wheels. These are the optional 22-inch wheels. Yeah, let's find out more about the comfort later on. And then optional also carbon ceramic brakes. You can see them right here too. This is really expensive, but wow, how cool is this look. And also the bright wheels, then the bright contrasting mirrors, and also the lower spoiler here. I think this very well works together with the frames, especially to this dark blue color. And this 3/4 rear view is again one of the most beautiful perspectives on this vehicle again. Wow. And you can see here the light strip that goes all around the vehicle. This is also again a very nice design element together with the modern LED signature. Then the RS7 badge, and in the lower part a swinging form here again in the contrasting color. And real exhaust tips here. This is the optional sports exhaust. You see it because it has a black frame around. The normal sports exhaust would be brighter. So that's it. 4-liter V8 bi-turbo, 600 horsepower, mild hybrid technology actually, and 8-speed converter automatic gearbox, rear wheel biased all-wheel drive, 3.6 seconds to 100 kilometers or 62 miles an hour, and 12 seconds to 200 kilometers or 125 miles an hour. Inside of the doors, there's a very great build quality everywhere, galvanized, all the levers and also the window levers here with nice clicking sounds as well. So well done. This insert here in this mesh structure, you can get it in a bright or darker style, both possible. RS7 entry badge, aluminum pedals, then the RS steering wheel, flat bottom, perforated structure. Then, you know, the inserts once again right here. Then it standardly comes with the sport seats with integrated head restraint. In Europe, there would be Alcantara on the inside, which would also be better because it keeps you cooler in summer and warmer in winter. Here then with this quilted structure from the animal skin, which gets a little bit uncomfortable on longer runs. So if you're in the US and you have the standard setup as it is right here now, ask your dealer if you can also get the Alcantara seats. I mean, they leave the plant anyway like that. Why shouldn't you get it also in the US? I don't understand it. Now let's get inside. Easy entry still, but you have a nice seating position here, which has a good compromise between sportiness and comfort. When you turn on the ignition here, the steering wheel comes down to you again, and when I close the door, also the seat would come a little bit forward. So in the lowest position here with 1m86 or 6'1", still some headroom left. 12.3, 10.1, 8.6 inch. This is the 3-screen layout. It might seem complicated at first, but for an all-digital solution, I really have to say it is very well to control. Soon going to show you that. Cockpit here with a very horizontal stress. That's beautifully done, very clean layout. This middle console, from vehicle to vehicle, it can squeeze sometimes when their temperature changes. However, in this very vehicle, the RS7, I didn't hear it yet. I had it a couple of times in the RS6 recently. I'm not sure what's, so yeah, but that again happens when their temperature changes, and the only flaw I could find. Everything else, really very well done. And it also looks cool. Quattro logo here is illuminated at night. The ambient lighting is really also very nice at night. Here got also some night shots for you. That looks really very, very cool. These screens will play together. I'll also soon show you more to that. And here we go with the screen details. Apple CarPlay integration looks like this. And the 19-speaker B&O sound system is amazing. One of the best on this market. Wow. I have put all the surround sounds. Wow. Yeah, way to go. Great song, by the way. I can just show it to you here you hop back to the Audi main menu. Then you have a great overview here. So everything is kept rather simple. Settings, sound, then you're already there. And then, for example, here the surround level to maximum, 3D sound high. And in the drive select, by the way, you can also then switch these RS modes, RS1 for example. You can set drive system, suspension, steering, engine sound, how you want to like it. And for example, it could be that in the RS1 mode you have it more balanced, and then in the RS2 mode, for example, you set all the way sporty. So this would probably make most sense in this case. Then these screens also play together. First of all, temperature control like this here, sliding in the lower part, or clicking is also possible. Yes, volume knobs are more practical while driving, but for a screen solution, it's still easy to control. Also here, 2-zone AC, and I nowadays use the swiping gesture also often to sync it. Again, when you do it like this, like here, this gesture, then you sync 1 and 2 once more. Seat heating, seat cooling is also available here in the lower part. The drive select here, this is really hard to pick it while driving. So either you leave the drive select open like this, or then in this case here with the RS, you can also use the RS mode at the steering wheel. So that's cool. And when you have the GPS here, great satellite view. You can also deactivate this satellite view to have a more simple view. But you see the CPU is really fast. And the rear view camera here with a great resolution. Here the drone view from above. And when you put it to the front gear, then you have the front camera also with a crossing traffic alert, and this 3D view is also possible here. It doesn't reflect the color we have here at the moment, sadly, but still it looks very fancy. Maybe it would have been too much detail work. This is when you want to control like a certain area, so you, for example, don't damage these precious wheels. Virtual cockpit, and by the way, here the check engine light. This only appears when the ignition is on, but the engine is not started. It will disappear when the engine starts. That's always with every Audi, Seat, VW, and so on. This here is special performance gauge, you can see, and pretty nice. You can, however, switch back to a normal gauge, or more normal looking gauge like this with the two, so to speak, analog dials. So this is also possible, and then you can also switch the view like this, and also, for example, put the GPS map on the inside and put it all the way through. This is so cool, one of the best virtual cockpits on the market. And let's go back to the performance gauge again, because in the performance gauge it just looks like this, or then like this. Oh, and yeah, let's go to the RS2 mode. And by the way, I need to show you how the RPMs turn up here, right? Brum, brum, brum. And a good option is always the head-up display here with the current speed, the allowed speed, yeah, 5 kilometers now, and also some assistance system info, or when you have set a GPS route, also with some GPS arrows. Rear seating, also here with the red cover on the inside of the doors, soft and plush, then still a lot of headroom left. You know, these segment vehicles, they do have enough room in the rear, although you're not using it package-wise, so exterior to interior relation is not that good, but still definitely more than enough room. Now to the trunk area, you can see this fastback opening. This is so cool because you can easily access everything, and a good compromise between a classic sedan and an estate. That's one of the great things about this vehicle. Put in the sample luggage right here. You can see it also easily fits in a vertical way, maybe not like here, you know, so you have to push it a little bit in, and then you're fine. You're just limited right here in this, you know, in this lowest area. Welcome to Thomas's Active Driving Lounge with the Audi RS7, and we're going here to the RS modes. We directly help to RS2, which is set on the, you know, hardest, most performant mode. With dry road, that's the only thing you would do that. Please don't use it at wet roads. And we do like a flying start, safety first, from about 40 kilometers an hour. As shifting mode, everything is activated. Let's go. To 20 kilometers an hour. Wow. Whee. So that was something. Lane change here, high speeds at 200 kilometers an hour. Let's go back again. Wow. So flawless, so smooth. Amazing. And this all-wheel drive is putting that power on the ground also so evenly. So what a harsh acceleration on the one hand, but how smooth on the other hand. I'm already feeling like being on Nürburgring Nordschleife here, and I mean, driving 200 kilometers an hour with this car feels like nothing. Now, hard on the brakes from 200 to 100. It wasn't even so hard on the brakes, but so precise, so good in the control. And at any time you can release this RS mode here directly on the steering wheel. Don't have to do anything in the menu. Going a little bit calmer, setting the cruise control, setting the driver assist, and yeah, let's relax here on the motorway. No problem. Sound-wise, I mean, there was a nice, decent sound, but you already heard that this car is not exaggerating things. It's not to be out like this poser vehicle. It's still supposed to be an elegant sports car. So you've seen that on the exterior design, and that's also the case then here for everything else. RS2 mode again, because we are in the tunnel. Here we can also see more of that ambient lighting while driving. Here. Also a beautiful job. And this is the point to turn down the window. Shifting down with the pedals here. Couldn't hear too much actually, so I think you also on the camera might rather heard wind noise than the sound. Of course, you hear a little bit more sound when you're driving a little bit slower. But yet again, you know, especially here in Europe, where we have the particle filters for the petrol engines, the sound has been reduced. Although this is the optional sports exhaust already. You know, standard sports exhaust and then the optional sports exhaust. Let's go to 80. Let me know. Oh, let's go. And that's 200, and now we are in this corner here at 200 kilometers an hour, and look at that, how stable the car is on the road. It's really like being on one of the straights on Nürburgring Nordschleife. And this, you know, the air suspension is stiffening a little bit up at higher speeds. It's also lowering itself. I also see it here, I'm in a lower position with the air suspension. Automatically done in the RS mode both, and also when you're driving a little bit faster. Let's check the speed here now. No one's turning up. Wow, I mean, this feels like also noise sensation, right? How silent it is here still. This feels like driving a normal vehicle at about 100 kilometers an hour, just that we're going double the speed, so 125 miles an hour. Now on the brakes here again, great braking performance, reducing the speed, and once again going on normal motorway cruise again. So this car can really do both, and I really like this with the Audi RS vehicles, whereas AMG, the true AMG models and also the true M models are really very stiff and you lose more comfort. Audi still tries to give you a little bit more balance between sportiness and comfort. And now to our conclusion for today with the new Audi RS7. In this new generation here, of course, a big interior update with all these touchscreens, but for touchscreen solution, I think it's very well usable because the menu structure is very easy to learn, and also the temperature control, you get used to it indeed, and for a non-knob temperature use, it's one of the best inputs they have there. The only thing on the interior that is missing is more non-animal skin seating, and they are able to offer that to you actually, at this modern times, without any change. You can get the same look, you can get the same feel, just cruelty-free. That is possible. We just have to get there also in the higher trim cars at Audi. Exterior-wise, such a beautiful and elegant vehicle, and I think it's really cool that it's so sporty, but yet remains, with this very elegant form. I would also pick it the way it is here with the bright chrome accentuations, but at any time you can also pick the dark package if you want a more sinister look. To me, I think it's probably the most beautiful Audi there is at the moment. And it's of course cool, this body form combines so many things, this elegance in the styling, but yet you have the fast big opening and you can very well use it for loading things in and out. Driving, the only thing there is 22-inch wheels does reduce the comfort when the road is not so well done. I would really love this car with 20-inch wheels. That would probably be the best setup. But then you can at least stick with the base 21-inch wheels. This will be a little bit better than here with 22-inch wheels. Everything else, it delivers a better compromise than the BMW M and the true AMG models. So the Audi RS models always a little bit more comfortable, more compromise between sportiness and comfort. Yet it is so performant, such a great acceleration, feels like nothing when you're driving high speeds. And it's so silent on the interior. What a flawless driving feeling, especially and also when you have the rear axle steering. What a dream vehicle. And yeah, the only thing then, at least 120,000 euros or dollars. And when you have it like this year with some more options and so on, more than 160,000. And that's of course very tough to swallow. And this maybe brings us then to the conclusion that you better watch this car here in our review and then go for a normal A7 with the 3-liter 6-cylinder petrol or diesel and can enjoy it. Definitely, yeah, maybe not as sporty, but definitely also very enjoyable and maybe less than half the price. So what's your take on that here today with the Audi RS7? Give us your feedback in the comments to this vehicle and also see you at one of our other reviews. See you there. Thanks so much for tuning in today.